This is from the Daily Wire. A British fashion journalist faced a storm of outrage Thursday after suggesting that children should be watching entry-level pornography. A contributor to GQ and the Sunday Times Style magazine, she posted a Twitter quote, someone needs to create porn for children. Hear me out. Young teens are already watching porn, but they're finding hardcore aggressive videos that give a terrible view of sex. They need entry-level porn, a softcore site where everyone asks for consent and no one gets choked, etc. Now, she put that out there and then deleted it within minutes maybe, like an hour or top. She deleted it really quickly, which shows this is the bubble that these people are living in. You know, someone in the media, a fashion journalist, living, I assume, in London or something, and the bubble she's in, the bubble of degeneracy and decadence that she's in, she didn't know that people would react negatively to that. And you know she didn't expect it because she deleted it right away. You know, if somebody says something controversial and then leaves it up there, it still might be grotesque and outrageous and evil and insane like this, but at least you know that they knew it was going to be controversial and they were prepared for that. They knew what they were getting into. They leave it up there. Hey, it is what it is. They take it down right away, and that tells you that they didn't think that this was going to be a problem. She didn't think. The circles that she runs in, she thought that, oh yeah, entry-level porn for kids. What's the big deal? What? Oh, you guys have a problem with that? I had no idea. And later she kind of backtracked and she was saying, oh, it's all about consent. I didn't mean to insinuate this and that. She also clarified this was supposed to make it better. Oh, by children, I mean just people under 18. So, 14, 15, 16. Oh, okay, well, that makes it a lot better. But if you look even at her, what she was saying after the fact, trying to justify it after she deleted it, there were plenty of people, many of them kind of like in her orbit, you could tell, journalists, media people, defending her and saying they think it sounds like a good idea also. Or at least they know what she was getting at and, it doesn't offend them. Of course, it is offensive. There are the word offensive, is way overused. People are offended by way too many things. There are things that are legitimately offensive. Proposing porn for children, legitimately actually offensive. If you have a soul, if you have any kind of functioning moral compass at all, you're going to find that offensive and outrageous and disgusting. But I should also note, her proposal here, as outrageous and disgusting and evil and deranged as it is, it's not that far from the view of many people, in fact. It's not that far. Because you probably know my opinion on the subject of pornography, very much in the anti-camp. And whenever I've talked about this, especially when you get into the risks it poses to children. I mean, I've proposed in the past. I proposed banning pornography outright, which I still believe we should do. Of course, most people very upset at that notion. Don't take my pornography from me. It's all I have in my life is the message you get from a lot of people. But even if you back up a little bit and you say, okay, banning porn to the side, what about just putting some measures in place to protect children from it? Some really basic measures, not even anything extreme. I'm in favor of the more extreme measures, but what if we're not talking about that? What if we're talking about some real basic stuff? For example, requiring that pornography sites like Pornhub verify ages before allowing people to enter the site. Yeah, there are ways around that. It's not foolproof, but it's definitely better than nothing. And there are many different ways that websites can verify ages. There are websites now that will actually do this, depending on what kind of site it is. You want to do online gambling, for example. You're going to have to verify who you are and verify your age. So there are ways to do it. It's not that onerous. It shouldn't be a big deal. If you're an adult and you want to look at porn, what's the big deal? You have to verify your age. But when I've suggested this, or when anyone suggests that, lots of people are opposed to it. They would rather the pornography be open for everyone. They would rather it be open and available to everyone, knowing that millions of 9-year-olds are going to be exposed to the most depraved and disgusting extreme pornography imaginable, knowing that that's going to happen because these measures are not put in place. And there are millions of adults who are okay with that because the alternative is that their own access might be slightly impeded. If you even, for a lot of adults, if you suggest even slightly impeding their access to hardcore pornography, that to them is so offensive that they would rather the alternative of having 9-year-olds exposed to this, doing immense and immeasurable psychological damage that will last for their whole lives. So on one hand, you've got this woman saying, let's intentionally expose young children to pornography, but it'll be sort of softer pornography. So you've got that, and that's a horrible thing to say. But then you've got, in my experience, a lot of adults who would say, well, it's not intentionally expose them, but at the same time, I don't really care if they are exposed to hardcore porn. I don't want to do anything to stop that from happening. Those two viewpoints, I would put about on the same level in terms of their depravity. And in terms of being utterly and totally indefensible. Any other industry, any other industry where a product or service is being provided that is not legal for children to consume, in any other industry, they are required to do something to verify the age. You want to buy liquor. In fact, forget about that. If pornography magazines even still exist, and you went to a gas station to buy one, they'd have to verify your age. If a 9-year-old went into a gas station and bought a porn magazine, and the cashier just let him buy it, who would defend that and say, well, it's really the parents' fault? Well, where are the parents? Yeah, where are the parents? But at the same time, how does that justify what the cashier did? Is it okay for the cashier to say, well, your parents aren't here and whatever. Sure, I'll take your money. No, in any other circumstance, we expect basic measures to be put in place, except with porn sites. They are the one exception. That doesn't make any sense. So, as horrifying as this viewpoint is, it's really not far from what many people believe. And, and if you're in that camp where you think we should do absolutely nothing from a policy perspective to insulate kids from this, then you're setting the stage for people like this journalist here. Just so you know. Well, I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Matt Walsh Show. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right down there so you can stay up to date on all of our future content.